3/4 of a mile away. The gazer knew every yard of his island. It had been his kingdom for, as near as he could reckon, more than 3 years, and there was nothing of it that was not known to him. He had not visited this side of his small domain for some days. Whatever it was that lay in the shadow of the rocks yonder had not been there then. As silently and stealthily as he had left it, the man slipped back into the tangled labyrinth of green behind him. There was scarce a rustle of the foliage. Then he was gone, and once more it seemed as if the island were the loneliest spot on earth. But suddenly the man reappeared. He emerged from the belt of green at the spot where the ridge of rocks ran downwards to the beach, but he was now on the opposite side of the ridge to that on which he had seen the mysterious object lying, and with the stealthiness of a panther, he crossed the sand, and climbing the rocks, gained the ridge, and cautiously looked over. In the shadow of the rocks, stretched in an attitude which betokened infinite weariness, misery, dejection, a man lay sleeping. He was a man of about the watcher's age, but unlike him, he was not a pleasant man to look at. The sleeper was a sparsely built fellow, sharp-nosed, small-eyed, red of hair and beard, and giving a general impression of craft and meanness. He was dressed in seafaring garments suited to those latitudes, and in his sleep he tossed restlessly, and occasionally he whimpered and muttered. Near him some cases of provisions rested on the sand, together with a beaker of water. There were evidences that he had eaten and drunken before lying down to sleep. All this the man of the island saw at a glance, and in spite of his habitual command over himself, he could not check the sharp exclamation which forced itself to his lips. "My God! It is Gaston Charette, and marooned!" He knew the signs well. While he himself had been away on the other side of his island, some stray ship had been in on this side, and had landed the sleeping man, condemned by his shipmates to this terrible fate. And in the watcher's mind there was little wonder that this should be so, for Gaston Charette, thrown by the strange caprice of life here at his very feet, had been his bitter enemy, had done him a vile wrong, and had always been a man of black evil. And now, if I chose, I could end his evil career forever, mused the man of the island. Some would say he had been sent here by divine justice to be delivered into my hands. But one learns much when one lives 3 years in solitude. With the same quietness that characterized all his movements, the watcher slowly climbed the ridge, and lowering himself to the level of the sand, sat down on a rock immediately facing the sleeping man, and laying his gun across his knees, became immobile as a graven image. And there he sat, while Charette tossed and moaned and muttered and whimpered. The man of the island gave no heed to these manifestations. His face was set as if carved. His eyes were fixed on the far edge of the sea, but he saw neither sea nor sky. He was thinking. It was upon this silent figure, so terrible in its sternness of air and expression, that the sleeping man at last opened his eyes. He began to toss restlessly. He began to moan. Suddenly he awoke, and as he saw the watcher, he screamed, a sharp, shrill scream of fear, the scream of the animal safely trapped at last. He sprang to his feet, wringing his hands. "Pierre Rochelle!" he cried. "Oh, my God! It is no dream. It is himself, and he will kill me." Pierre Rochelle looked at the cringing and trembling wretch before him with an unmoved countenance. Then he lifted a hand, and Charette, thinking he was about to raise the gun, screamed again, writhing in his fear. But Rochelle only pointed to the rocks. "Sit down, Charette."